Etymology and historical origin of the baby name Josiah. Josiah is a Hebrew name born from the Bible, specifically in 2 Kings 22-23. In the 7th century BC, at the ripe old age of 8, Josiah became the 16th king of Judah, reigning for 31 years between 640 BC and 608 BC. He assumed the throne after his father Amon was assassinated following an unpopular reign. Despite his youth, Josiah went on to become one of Judah's greatest kings. In other words, he did right in the eyes of the Lord. He initiated reforms following the discovery of a scroll, the Law of Moses, and returned to the worship of Yahweh, one true God alone. It is reported in the Bible that there was never a king like Josiah who turned to the Lord with all of his heart and with all of his soul and with all of his might, according to the Law of Moses. 2 Kings 23 verse 25. Unfortunately, Josiah would later die in battle with the Egyptians, although we're pretty certain he secured his place in heaven. The name comes from the Hebrew Yoshiyahu, meaning healed by Yahweh or supported by Yahweh. Josiah has always been considered a Jewish name, but the Puritans adopted it for themselves in the 18th century. It's an important name to Christians, as Josiah is specifically named as one of the ancestors of Jesus Christ, Matthew 1 verses 10-11. Today the United States is experiencing revival interest in Hebrew Old Testament names, and Josiah is going along for the ride. Personality of the boy named Josiah. The number 8 personality has everything to do with power, wealth, and abundance. Somehow, this personality has been blessed on the material plane, but their authoritative and problem-solving traits provide evidence that their good fortunes are not just the luck of the lottery. They are well-earned. This is the personality of CEOs and high-ranking military personnel. 8s are intensely active, hard-driving individuals. Success is only meaningful to them after a job well done. They are remarkable in their ability to see the larger picture right down to the smallest details and organize a strategy around success. They then have the ability to direct a group around them toward any goal and realize individual potential to get the most out of their team. Popularity of the boy named Josiah. Josiah has been in American circulation since the founding of the colonies, thanks to the Puritans. We can, however, track the name's usage back to 1880, when the government began keeping records of given names. Starting in the early 20th century, Josiah entered a period of non-use that lasted about 60 years. Finally, in the mid-1970s, Josiah came out of hibernation and returned to the American popularity charts. The name slowly and quietly climbed the charts for a little over 30 years until it finally achieved a hard-won spot on America's Top 100 list, 2008. The name still feels very traditional and biblical, but could be considered a more modern alternative to Joshua. Josiah doesn't leave much room for nicknames or pet forms, except, perhaps, for the average Joe. Quick facts on Josiah. Gender, boy. Origin, Hebrew. Number of syllables, 3. Ranking popularity, 69. Pronunciation, Josiah. Simple meaning, healed by God, supported by God. Characteristics of Josiah. Problem solver, authoritative, tough, powerful, tenacious, wealthy, achiever. Cultural references to the baby name, Josiah. Literary characters of the baby named Josiah. Famous people named Josiah. Josiah Condor, architect. Josiah Bartlett, signer of the Declaration of Independence. Josiah Henson, abolitionist, author. Inspiration for Uncle Tom. Josiah Wedgwood, entrepreneur. Josiah, king of Judah. Josiah Quincy, patriot. Children of famous people named Josiah. Octomom. Historic figures with the name Josiah. Josiah Quincy is the name of 6 generations of prominent Massachusetts men who each bore the name of their preceding fathers. The first, Josiah Quincy I, was a Revolutionary War soldier. The next was known as a patriot, a skillful orator who had gone to Britain to argue the causes of the colonies. His son, the next Josiah Quincy, III, was both the mayor of Boston and then the president of Harvard University. His son Josiah also became the mayor of Boston and was instrumental in the establishment of the Massachusetts Board of Education. The fifth Josiah was a poet and a writer, and the last Josiah Quincy also became the mayor of Boston. Quite an impressive set of Josiahs, indeed. Josiah Henson is a notable figure in American history. He was a black man born into slavery in Maryland. After an attempt to purchase his own freedom, Henson was cheated out of his money. Fearing he would be sold again, he successfully escaped to Canada around the age of 40. Henson would go on to set up settlements and schools for other fugitive slaves in Ontario and became an outspoken abolitionist. He was also an author and a minister. It is widely believed that Josiah Henson was the inspiration behind Harriet Beecher Stowe's 1852 novel, Uncle Tom's Cabin. The good and honorable Josiah lived to be 93 years old,